Good day, my friend. Mm, we're here today to speak on the Saturn-Uranus square that is exact today and tomorrow, and we'll be seeing that three more times in the course of the next 2 years. It's the dominating alignment in the next 2 years, and it provides a strong contrast to what we've been going through. If you've seen my last post about the pendulum swinging, well, now the pendulum is coming, and when the pendulum comes to its highest point, it slows down and almost stops and then starts the other way. So I compared the energies of the month of February as the pendulum swinging, and this Saturn Uranus square, exact square, is a really big part of that shift of energy. So we'll get to talk about that in the course of this video. Please subscribe, follow this channel if you like more of this information. Today I'm going to work with the table a lot, but I do also have some slides to show you. So that should be fun. So here we are. So I'm Martin Comtois, the MC Starman, um, and here is my picture bigger. And so the healer and the dreamer astrology is what I do. We mix astrology, alchemy, dream work, and Jung to bring clarity on the path of self-realization. So we're going to be 2021 and beyond, the lessons of Saturn and Uranus square, and the end of the Uranus-Pluto square. Um, so the Saturn square Uranus active 17th and 18th exact. So there's a building up period to it, and there's a passing of it. And we're going to see three of these this year, and one almost exact one for about a period of 2 months in 2022. So this is going to be really important, and we've been wanting to get to spend some time discussing that. Then Mercury turns direct on the 20th. The Sun enters Pisces on the 18th, and Virgo full moon on the 27th. We get slide for all of those. So it's really nice to be here. So Mercury retrograde. Station retrograde on January 30th. Then Mercury reached the Sun conjunction on the 8th of February, and on the 20th it returns to direct. So what happened basically is that Sun in Aquarius, so Mercury passed by and then turned retrograde, passed between the Earth and the Sun. That's the conjunction. Continued to back into not quite Capricorn. It'll reach the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction and then turns back again and moves with the Sun. So that's the Mercury cycle. Really important point of review and reconsideration of one's intention. Where is one going? Lots of insight comes, but it's difficult when the Sun is conjoined Mercury, and then when the Mercury finally turns direct as a let go of energy, a release. And then Mercury's been in a conjunction with Jupiter, leading to that. So lots of things going on in the starry heavens. Um, the other thing that is mostly our concern is this Saturn-Uranus square that has been building up for this last little while here, ever since the end of last year. And so now it's coming on the 17th. This is the chart of the day. We have a moon Uranus conjunction in square Saturn, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and the Sun at the end of Aquarius, just getting ready to move into Pisces. Mercury's turning direct really soon in conjunction with Jupiter in the 10th. And we also have Venus. Both Mercury and Venus will be following the Sun into Pisces very shortly. So the Sun coming into Pisces, that's major. Now, the three squares, the four squares, so the 2/18 to 17th, February 18th and 17th, 7 degrees of Aquarius. Then June 15th at 13 Aquarius Taurus, right, is the second square. The third is December 25th for Christmas, 11 degrees Aquarius Taurus. And then 10/8, so November, October, November of next year. Um, Again, Saturn and Uranus come within just a few minutes of an exact conjunction, and they're going to be together because of retrograde for about 2 months. So this is the dominating aspects. To look back at in history, we have the Saturn-Uranus opposition of 2008, and we'll start with that one in my analysis that I'm going to do. Anyway, this is a history of Saturn Uranus and what it brings to our collective when it is active. So we'll look at that as we move along. Here we go. Let's turn slides. Okay, so that's the full moon. So we'll leave that here. We'll stop the share and we'll come back to the table. So I have some studies for you. And I'll need my glasses, but I'm going to do something fun for you. I'm going to end with the full moon, but I'm going to introduce the planets in the reverse order, and I'm going to talk about the history of what's been happening with them. And then basically what I'm looking at in this next 10 minutes or so is a breakdown of this Uranus Pluto square that we've been going through. So from 2008 to 2020, Uranus and Pluto were in a square. So we have Uranus came into Aries. So Pluto came into Capricorn in January 2008. So when the Pluto came into Capricorn, right away we had the breakdown of the financial markets and the stock market crash and the recession and so much trigger. So Pluto is death and rebirth, came into Capricorn, the sign of structures, and right away I was in business at that time and my business went bankrupt. So many of us were forced to change path at that time. So the current crisis really kind of began with that. And so with Pluto coming into, so Pluto now is at 25 degrees, so it's been going through all of this since 2008. Then Uranus itself came into Aries in 2010. And then we've been experiencing this square of Uranus and Pluto. Now, the key to that square is 2014 to 2016, where they make a series of exact passes, and then Uranus moves into Taurus last a couple of years ago, in 2018, just at the time where Saturn came into Capricorn as well, but this time of Uranus, Pluto square, these are long range cycles that repeat themselves. The last time we had a Uranus Pluto season was 1960 to 1972, where the same arrangement happened, but this time it was a conjunction. Uranus and Pluto were in conjunction with each other in the sign of Virgo. And so both planets have moved since then to now be in Capricorn, Aries. But the time before that was 1928 to 1940. So if we look at these three periods of time, um, 1928 to 1940, 1960 to 1972, 2008 to 2020. These are really intense times of social changes, old cycles, especially at the conjunction there, a new cycle of Uranus, Pluto, and then now the first square we've been going through. And these seasons always mark profound social changes and confrontation with what needs to die within us in order for it to be reborn to a higher octave of expression. That's how I define Pluto. Pluto is death and rebirth. What is it in you that seeks to be reborn? To a higher octave of expression is usually experienced with a Pluto transit. Uranus is very disruptive in a transit, seeks to evolve at all cost. It looks at the things that need to be changed and bring it about. So we have that Uranus Pluto generation that was born with the Uranus Pluto conjunction from 1960 to 1972, intense revolutionaries. And so now we've been going through this period since 2020, and then I was going to show you what the other planets have been doing through that time. So what I have right now is I have Pluto in Capricorn on the board, and then I have Uranus in Aries, then Neptune in Aquarius. So Neptune came into Pisces in February 2010, and then back in May 2012, I believe. Anyway, it just came in and out for a brief moment. Yeah, February 2012 is when it came in. Now Pisces, so this will be very important in the next month to come, and we'll look at it in the month of March report. But Neptune came into Pisces. Now, Neptune co rules Pisces, and Neptune is about the dissolution of everything that keeps us separated. In a mystical term, it's the need for divine union. In materialistic term, it's the refusal to incarnate and to merge into a relationship or a TV screen or whatever one can be completely fully contained by. Neptune encourages that sense of returning to the womb of the mother. So Neptune in Pisces, this return to the mother, has been very, very important. You know, there's been kind of a sense of being lost in the fog, and where is the safe container, and that can contain me, so that I don't have to face the suffering of the world, and so whatever that is, whether the promise of of a of a spiritual leader or of a government leader or anyone, the Pisces Neptune, easy to give away my power. So then we had Uranus in Aries, and now Uranus has moved into Taurus. Uranus is the great evolutionary and revolutionary in square to Pluto, death and rebirth. So those are the outer planetary alignments we're going through right now. Um, Now, Saturn, throughout this journey that Uranus and Pluto went through at the beginning of this January on January 2808, when Pluto came into Capricorn, Saturn just came into Virgo, and as it moves along in the mid 2000 we had. So now I'm going to introduce Jupiter and Saturn. We talked about that Jupiter and Saturn. So Jupiter and Saturn, Jupiter starts exactly in conjunction with Pluto in 2008, entering together into Capricorn. And in the last 10 years, Jupiter has gone all the way around. And then this year in 2020, Jupiter came back, but also Saturn. And then in square with Uranus still, as Uranus was, coming into Taurus, and then into Taurus, we had this square. Now Uranus is moving away. And what's happened is that Saturn and Jupiter have come into 2021 and have formed a square with Uranus. Now Jupiter's only going to do one of them. Jupiter's already passed pretty far past the exact square. And now we're having the first Saturn Uranus square. And as they both move together, for the next 2 years, we'll be experiencing that. So anybody with planets in the fixed signs of Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, I have my moon Uranus conjunction in Leo. So, there's a really unsettling energy. So what is Saturn and Uranus, and what do they do? Saturn is the limit of the ego. It's what I want to be, what my calling is, um, and all the hard work that's included in fulfilling my true calling. Uranus is a need to evolve beyond, um, the beyond the what society considers to be right. In other words, there's always an element of society that criticizes society to evolve, to bring it. Uranian individual, Martin Luther King's, Che Guevara, um, Mahatma Gandhi, um, Nelson Mandela, Uranian individuals who push the collective to evolve. So Uranus is, responsive to that. It's unsettling. It brings challenges. Martin Luther King, intense challenge. Nelson Mandela, intense challenge to bring about freedom. And then Saturn, discipline and courage and mastery of the self in the square. Really important. We were looking at times where that Saturn Uranus square has been present, or when Saturn and Uranus were an angle to each other. We looked at 2009, then 2000, and then the Uranus Saturn conjunction was 1988 in conjunction with Neptune, and we saw the breaking down of the Iron Curtain, and tremendous amount of change and courage. Courage was done by people all around the world to end an era and to bring about another. And so Saturn, Uranus are always confronted with this need of hard work to bring about evolution. Time before that, well, we can go back to 1980s, early 80s, late 70s. We had another Jupiter, Saturn, and then, I mean, Saturn, Uranus, and then 1968 or so, uh, Saturn and Uranus were in exact opposition together, and Uranus and Pluto were in conjunction. So that's the 1960s. So these times of Saturn, Uranus, they're cyclical. They keep coming back, just like everything that we've seen over the last 10 years with this Uranus, Pluto. It's all part of a kind of an unfolding cycle, and we guide ourselves through this connection and this understanding that we have of the stars. So it's a very valuable tool, and it allows us to be objective to what we're going through as a collective. So blah 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 blah. Um, we have mm, as we move, towards this these next three Saturn Pluto square now, you can feel it, you can feel that there's a change. What was once accepted is now starting to evolve. And one of the main factors with the release of the energy in this is because, and if you've seen my posts leading to this one, we talk about how almost every single planet made a conjunction to Pluto in 2020, 2021. The last one was at the end of January when Venus made a conjunction with Pluto. But every single planet except Venus, except Neptune and Uranus. So every other planet made a conjunction with Pluto in the last year. And so death and rebirth. Now everything's moved out of Capricorn, coming into Aquarius. By the end of the year, Jupiter will already be into Pisces, will come back for a little bit, then come back out. And then Saturn will do 2.5 years in Aquarius, but in the square to Uranus. So then we're going from a Plutonian death and rebirth kind of thing to an innovation and to great progress socially. And so then we're going to feel that change of energy. And again, today is the first exact square. So keep note of what you're going through as an individual, and see how you're feeling it. And in my own process, I feel there's a new energy, and we've been kind of gestating through winter to give birth to our new self, and we've been doing all this dying with Pluto, and now it's time to bring about action. So now this Mars Uranus conjunction we've been seeing really will bring a lot of that coming up. Blah, 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 blah. Share screen again. We'll go back over here and share. And so let's build the moon. So then the sun is in Pisces at the full moon. Jupiter, Saturn, and Mercury. And then we have Venus moving into Pisces with the sun, moving towards Venus. So Mars will feel very different than this intensity, that we've all been going through. Oh, yeah, I can make this bigger, can I? Whoop. There we go. And so, and then we have Mars in Taurus, moving right along. Uranus in Taurus, they're moving apart from each other. And then we have Chiron in Aries. And then we have the moon all by itself in Virgo. Forming what we call this is beautiful. This is called a finger of God, two 150s, and then a 60. And so that moon at high noon in the sky, when the moon is full at midnight on the, on the night between the 26th and the 27th, um, and then with Chiron. So the quincunx leads with Chiron, and then Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, and then that Sun Venus conjunction. So then the healing that is required and the ability to communicate this new vision of the reborn king as Jupiter, Saturn begin to separate from their conjunction that took place at the end of last year in conjunction with Pluto. So there's a lot of optimism and a lot of positive energy available in this next new full moon, and this Saturn, Uranus square. We're not done talking about it. That will be very significant. Don't share. So then I gave you kind of some table work and some board work. Some board work. Now, I'm doing a workshop that I'm starting on. I postponed it a little bit. It's going to be March 3rd, and it's understanding the zodiac through mandala drawing. It's the first of the workshop series in the Healer and the Dreamer workshop series. And what basically I'm going to teach you is how to make your own table, or how to work this visual aspect of astrology. Throughout the years, I've had planets on here, and then finally I settled into crystals that I've been using. But you can make this on a small board, and you can make your own planets, and you can play like this and get to understand the sacred geometry of the zodiac and how it informs all of this astrological discipline. So if you'd like to join us for that, it would be really cool if you did. And here it is, Understanding the Zodiac through Mandala Drawing. It begins March 3rd. Uh, Email me, healer dreamer astrology at gmail.com, and I'll put you on the mailing list. We have about 15 people registered. Be great to have you on board. And well, this is another video. Please do subscribe and follow the channel, and check me out on Facebook. Um, if creativity is a fire, I'm your biggest fan. Uh, uh, we all are offered a special opportunity this life to fulfill our destiny, our creative destiny. And as an astrologer and dream worker, I'm here to help you fan that creativity into a blazing fire. And that way, I believe in you, and my art is there in your service. So this has been really fun. I hope you liked this video. I hope that was smooth enough for you, and that you enjoyed the information. Please do send me some questions in the comments, in the comment section. Um, it's been an honor to spend this little time with you. Thank you very much.